mechanism. You're not completely immune, obviously. I always find any stories that involve, and I don't have children, but any story that involves children that have been abused or killed, they're the ones that affect me the most.
Yeah.
And there's some cases recently, which I won't go into because some are still before the courts. Yeah, one of the stories that affected me most, obviously growing up on the Sunshine Coast, was Daniel Morecambe. Everything that family went through, and then when his body was found, and then the ongoing case, and then when you think that then that guy might have got off because of, that was at one stage when they were talking about how police did that covert operation and how it might have been not admissible into the court case, and I don't know, and his family is so lovely, and you could see the pain in Denise's eyes. I think all the journalists in Brisbane and presenters felt so attached to that story and wanting justice to be served. So, but it's the ones where little kids, like defenceless children, are involved, which are hard. But there's also really, then you have the stories which are just about these colourful characters, and you just sit there and laugh, which is really interesting because not every day you get to tell people's stories. Everyone has a story to tell. You just got to find it. I was at a Women in Media event the other day, and Lisa Miller was the guest speaker, and she was saying, everyone has a story. You just got to find out what that is. Everyone's got something interesting. She was really interesting to listen to. That's it. I mean, they've had some big stories, like scary stories when you're out in the middle of a cyclone. When I used to work up in North Queensland and, the cyclone's crossing, and you're sort of thinking, okay, when does it become a point where we're in an unsafe situation and when we need to get out of this area and put ourselves into a safe zone?
Because you guys really do have to be there.
Yeah.
Even before it really starts.
People forget as well that, when I was living up in North Queensland, that we're also leaving our own homes to be out amongst it so we can cover that for everyone to know what's actually going on.
I think, but you're right, people do forget that you guys are human.
Yeah. We are actually nice people. We're not there just to, because journalists and people in the media they say, they're as bad as car salesmen. But no, I disagree with that.
Maybe
a lot of
you've
good.
hung out with a lot of good people.
Yeah.
I think good people attract good people.
Yeah.
I think there's nasty people in any field, really, isn't there?
Yeah.
So you just got to set that example, love.
Yeah.
Keep on
I think it's a
forward.
really rewarding job. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think life has been really good for me in that regard with my job and the opportunities that I've had offered to me.
Yeah, but I think you've worked hard for it.
Yeah, I think hard work pays off.
Mm.
You just can't sit on your laurels and,
Yeah, that's right.
Expect things to come to you. You've got to work for them.
2012?
2012.
That was a big year for you.
What happened in 2012?
You're a solo anchor.
Oh,
you
yeah.
were. You started.
Yeah.
That was the year you started.
You've done your research.
Maybe.
See?
Maybe not.
Even I can't remember what happened. There was a few things that happened in 2012, so I had to make sure.
First. It was always usually duos.
Yeah, well, there was a changeover with everything happening.
It was amazing.
Channel 10, so...
It's like Australian history, love, right there.
Yeah.
You were part of that. It's amazing.
I am woman, hear me roar.
I know, mate. Like, seriously, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you became the first anchor solo person?
I don't think I was the first ever, but...
Well, for Brisbane you were.
Brisbane, yeah. Well, I mean, they had them on the weekends. No, it was good. I don't know. You don't really look back and think of that as an achievement. I sort of just think it was just doing another stage in my career, basically. Yeah, no, it was good. Careers change. It's up and down, up and down. You never know what's going to happen with work. So enjoy the ride while you can, basically, I always think.
Speaking of ride, you're the ambassador for Audi.
Yes.
Does that mean you have to
I've got some sick rides.
I was just going to say you got a sick ride, but does that mean you got to do quite a bit of driving?
I do.
Take some pickies along the way?
I do a little bit of driving because of my place down in Burleigh on the weekends. I'm always down there generally. But
nice.
Very lucky to have that ambassadorship. I think I first started out with Audi back in 2007 and I was with them for a couple of years and then we parted ways and then we got back together in about 2014. So they've always been very good to me and I love being their brand ambassador here for Audi Centre Brisbane. And across the Autosports Group. So it's good. Again, enjoy the ride while you can. And I've had some beautiful cars. I'm in a Q5 at the moment. Enjoy that. And there was, for one night only, I had an R8, which was...
How was that?
That was, you would have liked that.
Did you fang it?
I tried. I wasn't really.
Queensland coming out. Queenslander to Queenslander.
Did I smoke someone at the lights?
Did you fang it?
I stuck to the speed limit in the appropriate areas. It was good. I really enjoyed it. In the 100-kilometre zones where I could give it a bit of shtick, I did. Yeah. I was too scared I was going to do damage.
Hey, you're an ambassador. Come on, look.
Hey, you speed demon.
The streets are safe with me.
The streets are safe. Funny.
So is there something that you've always wanted to do and you haven't done it yet?
The only thing that I really would like to do is just to be able to do more travel. I'd like to be able to see more countries.
Would you ever be a travel journalist?
But you need to sort of finance that, so you need to have a job.
Yeah.
So I use my holidays to do all of that. But, yeah, I really enjoy travelling. I really enjoy meeting people when you're travelling. Yeah. I do a lot of solo travel, so it's really interesting. You can just be sitting, like last year I went to New York and I was just sitting in a bar having dinner by myself in the hotel, and there was another woman who was sitting by herself just a couple of seats down, and I ended up striking up a conversation with her, and she was a yoga teacher, and I'd been looking for somewhere in New York to do yoga. So it was just sort of and then she ended up telling me all these good places to go to, and do you know what I mean? Just little sort of sliding doors, things open, and you find interesting people. You never know, and this comes back to, everyone has a story. You never know what that person who's sitting beside you does. So you should never judge by the way they look or anything like that.
That's right.
Strike up a conversation and just say hello. And, they're probably lonely. They might not want to talk to you either.
Yeah. Well, that's right.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt to say hello, doesn't it?
That's it. Like when you're on a plane and people clearly put their headphones on. They don't want to talk.
Is that you?
No. But, okay, what else would I like to do? There was one stage where I thought I'd like to go skydiving.
I was just going to say.
But again, I think about everything that could go wrong. So
look, I hear it's pretty good.
Well, that's an interesting fact that someone, people wouldn't know. Someone asked me this the other day. We were doing some promos down in Sydney, and there was like, what's something about you that would surprise people that many people wouldn't know? And I was like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of things. But I did use this example. I've been bungee jumping. Yeah. So when I think I was 21 and I was up in North Queensland, far North Queensland, we did like a promotional event with, I think it was AJ Hackett up there. I don't even know if it still exists. 3 of us were tied together. So my first ever bungee jump was a triple jump. I was in the middle, so it was good because you could hold on to the person beside you. No, it wasn't really for that one. Then I was all gung-ho and I was like, yeah, that was so much fun. I'm going to do it again. So I went straight back up, and then when you don't have those people beside you and it feels really unnatural to be walking out onto this plank and not having a balcony or a railing or anything in front of you, and you just sort of standing there and you can feel the breeze, and then you just like have to go jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was scary. Second time round.
So obviously not scary.
First time not scary. Second time terrified.
Oh gosh. So heights, obviously not a deal for you.
No, I'm not scared of heights. I used to have a fear of flying. I think I had a bad experience when I was working out in Mount Isa. We were in a light aircraft. I think it was a 6-seater, and we were right up the back, me and my cameraman, and we were stuck in a storm. I remember seeing the Mount Isa smokestack for the mine out there, and just lightning coming, and we were just getting buffeted around. Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's ever since then, because when I went over to the States to do uni, I never had a problem. That was when you were still allowed to smoke on planes back then.
Holy dolly.
Yeah, it was hideous. Wow. And I was right at where the curtain was, where the non-smoking and the smoking started.
It's not really going to do much, is it? Let's be honest.
It's disgusting. So, I had a fear of flying for a while, but now I think I'm sort of dealt with that, because I think you've just got to accept what will be, will be. Yeah. But I used to be terrified if there was ever turbulence and we were over ocean. I'd be like, oh, my God, there's nowhere to land. How will we get this down safely? But I think once you understand the mechanics of the plane, and it's not really, the wings aren't going to snap off, all of that sort of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A day in the life of Georgina Lewis.
A day in the life.
When you wake up.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, I wake up really early, not by choice. I've just always had it's like a built-in alarm clock that I wake up at like 5 o'clock or just after 5 every day. And then I'll usually do yoga or Pilates or personal training of some sort of exercise. I think it's really good for your mental state to be starting the day right with exercise, and just getting the blood flowing, and healthy eating is important. It just keeps me focused. So I usually do that. If I'm on a day where I'm doing updates, I will be in at work by 9:30, and then I'll write 2 updates, and then I'll go into makeup at 10:30. That takes an hour for hair and makeup. Then we'll go into the studio at 11:30 and record those 2 updates, and then you're back out. You've got a production meeting at midday, and then writing updates for every the 1:30, 2:30. You're going and recording and writing them and editing them. So I edit the pictures as well.
Yeah.
For each update, and then last update's recorded at 3:30, and then it's sort of pre-production time. We might have to do some pre-records with, depending on where the time hookup is with, say, in Europe or the US or whatever, so we can get them into the news bulletin. And then I do pre-reading of all the stories that are in the news bulletin that night from 4 o'clock onwards.
Wow.
And then back into hair and makeup at 4:30 for a quick check before the news, and then I'm on set at 4:45. I'm giving you a real blow account here.
Yeah,
and then we'll do a run through of the opener, which is, when you hear this is 10 News First with Georgina Lewis, and we'll go through all of the headline bits for that. And then 5 o'clock, news is live, and then we do live news for an hour, and then we record 2 updates as soon as the news is finished, and then I'm out the door usually by about 6:20, home by about 6:45.
Goodness me.
Dinner on the table by 7:30.
It's amazing.
Try to be in bed at 9:30. It's a really exciting life.
Do you ever get sick of it?
Some days it's a bit groundhoggish, but I don't know, every day's a different story as well. So,
and you would deal with, what about those flash bulletins that just all of a sudden something happens?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Breaking news. They can be stressful.
Yeah.
It's stressful, especially if it's okay, so we're just going to do this live. We don't have time to do that, especially when they're bringing down verdicts for court cases like they did with the Daniel Morecambe and also Baden Clay. We were breaking into programming to bring the verdicts. So they usually make a decision that morning. This is what we're going to do. So you have a plan, and everything needs to be planned out, basically, the day.
Wow.
It is an adrenaline rush. Some days when because people ask, do you still get nervous? Yeah, when you feel like it could be out of your control. I'm a Virgo, so I am a control freak, perfectionist control freak.
But you love beautiful things.
Yeah, so I like to.
And you always look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
So there you go.
That's because we have the wonders of hair and makeup.
That's right.
Yes.
But you're a natural beauty lovey.
Oh, thank you. But, hair and makeup does take a toll. Everyone thinks, it's a wonderful, glamorous life. But my skin has just copped it over just from wearing, heavy makeup every single day. My hair being blow-dried every day. I've got very fine hair, so I've lost a lot of hair. My hair's snapped around here from being blow-dried, but also the colouring and,
Have you ever been a brunette?
Yeah. Did I know you when I was a brunette? Must have been blonde by then. Yeah, I think I'd gone blonde.
So you were a brunette for a while? Wow.
Yes.
This
ain't real, girlfriend. Yeah. Make it till you make it, Brooke.
I reckon you'd look amazing as a brunette.
My hair was probably your colour.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you can sort of see underneath.
Yeah.
You see underneath. I was always a brunette, probably until about 2000, and it would have been about 2002, 2003.
Because you were blonde when I met you.
Yeah.
You were blonde.
Yeah.
So you were a weather girl before doing the news, weren't you? Do you miss that?
No. I enjoyed it. I loved getting out and doing all the live crosses that we used to do around the southeast, which was great. Again, because you meeting people, and you're not stuck in the office every day doing the same thing. You're travelling, getting to see new destinations, meet people, and you're sort of producing yourself. And you're in that deadline where you're producing yourself and your whole little segment. So, but I learned a lot about weather in the 4 years that I did it. So that was really good. It's another another stepping stone, you know, in the career. You can't expect to just be this person the whole time. I started out as a journalist, and I was doing producing, and then I went into weather, and I was also doing backup news reading, and then.
So when you walk out of the house or the studio, you can actually predict what's going on in the weather still to this day.
Do this and no.
Do you?
No.
Do you just look and go, there's a bit of a cold front?
Yes, there's a southerly change coming. No. There's a website, bom.gov.au, BOM.
Look it up.
Yeah, look it up, girlfriend. It's got all the forecasts in there.
By the way, everyone used to talk about that. Is that really accurate?
It is. I think it is. You can't just blame the weather. I mean, they can only forecast. They can't be down to the millimetre of rain.
Done the weather and you got it wrong? And do you go...
I don't know, because I went off all their forecasts. So, yeah.
Does anyone walk up to you in the street and then said, mate, you got that wrong?
Not really. I used to get, you're that girl from the weather. What's the forecast? That sort of thing. But, no. People are pretty... I generally don't think people recognise. I don't wear makeup when I'm not at work. I try to avoid it because I like to just let my skin breathe. So I'm very casual on weekends.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I think I look different, but other people think that I just look the same.